it's all very bright in here today. How fabulous is that? There we are. Oh, already I've got things dropping down. Goodness me. I haven't even done anything. Right then. Morning, morning, morning. Let's click a couple of go lives. Let's see what we got going on. Let's get the old thing on. Oh, it says I'm here. Now, I'm not expecting many people today because it's Easter, but it's okay. I'll talk to myself. I'm quite used to that. Let's have a look, see if I can... Oh, morning, Rach. Bless your cotton socks. Blah, 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 blah. Let's put that on that. Morning, my sweetie. Hope you're well. Happy Easter. There we go. Now, as I say, I'm not expecting many people on today because it's Easter, family and friends and everything. Morning, Moira. We've got 2 people, so I'm happy. I love it. I don't do Easter or anything, hence why there's not loads of stuff. Greet, gentle, hello, well, very nice. Morning, Terry. Oh, I don't know, somebody. Hi, Ali. Hope you're well, sweetie. Happy Easter, everybody. This is going to be an interesting one because today you're going to see how to put a box together. So this is going to be like your instructions as well. But I've been playing around with some different techniques. I love this. Yes, this has got some funky stuff. So I'll give it 30 seconds thereabouts. Yes, there we go. Hi Angie, hi Greet, Anne, hi. Happy Easter, folks. Hi Helen, happy Easter. This is just me while we're waiting for people to come and detach themselves away from the chocolate. I even put a little bit of crackle glaze on there, actually. You can just see that come through. But yeah, we've got some really interesting techniques. Hello, happy Easter, everybody. Yay, happy Easter. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Karen. Hi, Carol. Fee, hi. Tink, hi. Let's see. Yeah, I've said hello to everybody there. Brilliant. Fabulous. Where we are. Okay, let's do this because there's a lot. I want to do the construction and I want to actually briefly. No, that's fine, Ali. You do it. It's Easter. Goodness me, I was expecting to sit here on my own today just to show you how to construct. Right, so I'm using the large one. Now, this is exactly what you get. One kit, one bit with all the bits and pieces in. Now, you are going to get some residue off, as you can clearly see. Okay, so we will need to wipe it down. So I'm being totally transparent with what you're getting, just so you don't message me and go, I'm filthy. Yeah, well, yeah, you will, because there's residue off it. So I'm going to be totally straight with you as we go along. But I'm going to be doing a brick effect, which I'm going to be using Tim's amazing stencil. I love this stencil. So this is just to show you. Yeah, we're going to get mucky. This is I've even wrote on the back. Go me, goodness me! So I don't forget what I use. But there's so many different techniques that you can do with this grey board. It's brilliant. So it's not always about your pretty papers, you know, that you've got packaged away that you want to stroke and look at and just like go, ah. I'm going to be making my own textured paste up as well today because I'm nearly out of my Cosmic Shimmer. Oh, gutted. This code is still live if you want some of these lovely the paints and that. So that is still live if you're looking to get yourself that discount of 15% over the Easter break. I do believe it's been extended for a couple more days, so I'm going to put that in view for you. So that's with these lovely stuff. Okay, but yeah, let's play. Morning, Jackie. But the amount of different stuff you can do with textured paste is absolutely fabulous. Morning, Chris. Morning, Michelle. Morning, Jackie. Morning, Joke. Morning, Kerry. Morning, Kathy. And Michelle. There we go. Right, so if I haven't said good morning to you, good morning and happy Easter. As I said, I thought I was going to be doing this on my own today. This is just going to give you an idea of what we're doing, different techniques that you can use. And as I say, so many different things. So this is the glaze and these paints that I've used on that if you're looking for that 15% off. Okay, So yes, very, 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 very worth it. Very worth it. But we're going to go for a brick effect on this box. And I'm going to be making my own textured paste. Oh, look at this. All I've done on this one was put some wow embossing on it. That obviously we got the textured paste. A little bit of crackle glaze, bit of embossing. Absolutely fantastic. It's endless what you can do. Absolutely endless. Anyway, let's put a box together. So let's back them out over there out the way. See, I'm keeping myself quite clean and tidy today. So this, it might look a bit difficult when you look at this and you think, oh my gosh, what's going on? But once you put everything else, no chance of being on your own. Yes, I'm here, Jackie, trust me. It is very straightforward. If you're unsure, you're always going to have this to refer back to. Okay, so this is what we're going to make, a nice big one. But all around here, I'm going to put brick. So I'm going to do brick, and then I'm going to decorate the top with, well, I'm going to decorate this side as well. Now, you can leave it open and raw, but today I'm actually going to, put some over it. Actually, I've got a bit of rice paper, but I want to put some texture over it. So I really, really do go to town on the texture with the paste today. Okay, so let's do it. I'm chatting nonsense. Let's do it. So as I said, this is what you get in the kit. Now, please, 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 I do not want people messaging me going, I've lost bits. I've actually put bits extra in, because these are important. These little hingy bits are important. Now you'll have, I think it's 4 of these with the roundy bits, and then 6 square bits. So that's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is there another one in there? And if not, then there we go, 6. There we go. Now, as I said, this one particular one, my blind fell down while it was cutting, so I thought, oh, I'm going to use this. Now, I'm being totally transparent with you. You're not going to get one that's a bit dodgy, trust me. However, if you can look on this one, there's a jump in the line. Now, that was, like I said, the blind fell down, clocked me like, morning, Caroline. Hi, Debs, and all the rest of yous. I think everybody said hello to there. But this is why I thought, well, I'm going to cover this one. Hence the reason why I thought I'll put that band over. But then I thought, well, you know, let's just play the game. So let's just pop this together. Now, that's the top, your lid, your cover, yeah? So I'm going to put that out the way. This is your base. Now, here we go. So that's your back. So that's going to go like so. The curly bit goes there, and you've got your slots there for it to go into. And the reason why I know that's there is because the hinges where these holes are at the back. So the curly bit. Now, if you're unsure and you think to yourself, hold on a second, whatever. Morning, Marie. You just put them all out like this so you know. And then that's going to be your front bit, yeah? Now, I'm going to paint the inside of the box, and I'm just going to paint it in just a normal white acrylic, which I'll do when it's constructed. The outside, again, it's one of them. I'm going to put paste on and do me little bits and bobs. But what I'm going to do first of all is I'm actually going to put on the textured paste. So now you've got an idea of what bit goes where on that. I'm just going to put this out the way a second. So I'll look at this being really good here. I'm going to put that there. I'm going to move that, and I'm going to make some textured paste. So, textured paste. Now, I'm using plaster of Paris, and I'm going to use that, water and some glue, and I'm going to use the pink frog glue because I love it. And I'm not sure how much I'm going to need, but I know that if I do it over, it's all good fun. So I'm going to put a couple of scoops of this in. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4. These are heaped, obviously, as you can tell. 5, yeah, why not? We'll do 5. Let's see what that gives me. I might put more in yet, I might not. So that's plaster of Paris. You can buy that very, very cheap. Now, there's no measurements with me. I'm just going to do a blob of that in there. And then I'm going to put some white acrylic paint in because I want it to look white, pop white. Now, I have got Daler, which the titanium white is the best. that I've found on the market. And again, there's no measurement here. I'm going to do a blob of. Just a blob, as you can see. And then I've got an old paintbrush when I can find it. Where did I put that? Here. That's my stirry stick. And I'm going to put a bit of water in now. Let me just find some water. So, not too much. So I'm just going to a little squidging to begin with now. It's all about mixing it nicely. I can already tell I'm going to need more liquid in this. But this is the fun bit of creating, because I've only got a little bit of Andy's gorgeous paste. So you know me, I went on the internet, done my stuff, looked around and thought, right, I need to find a decent recipe to make my own. And there you go. So I've made my own. So, I mean, there you go. I've got plenty of textured paste there. Now, you can add stuff into that. You could add glitter into it. You could add sand into it if you want it textured. You can put some pebbles in it if you wanted to. Now, always be mindful. It's going to go off. There is plaster of Paris in there. There's glue in there. And there's water. Okay? I'm happy with that. So, there we go. Sorted. It didn't take me long at all, did it, that? I'm going to try not to wobble the guys on. So basically the group is up here and you guys are up here. Okay. So I'm just going to wipe that off. There we go. Good, Lisa. Look at that. That's not too bad ways. I'm going to put that over there. So again, this glue is brilliant. Right. Okay. Oh, let me wipe over. Now there. I'm testing out a surface here. And I'm going to see if it's any good for this particular project or projects moving forward. But we'll see. We'll see. Right. So here we are back with the bits and bobs. So I've got there. I mean, I'm gonna work on here because of it being protected. So I've got that. I've got that. I've got the side. And where's my back piece? Let's have a look. There we go. So you're going to see, for one, how I'm making it and constructing. Let me move that over here. There we go. So this is what you're going to get, yeah? Hopefully you can all see that fine. And as I say, that will go up like that. That will click into there. That will click into there. It is very, very straightforward. Now, look, messy. So all I suggest you do, if you're somebody that likes to be clean and tidy, that doesn't resonate with me, but you just wipe around it, yeah? Simple as that. If you're somebody that, you know, has your Sunday best on when you're crafting, you know, good luck to you if you are. But I know some of you where, you know, come home from work maybe and think, oh, I'll just have a quick craft, and you got your work gear on. But look, please wipe the edges. Don't come moaning and saying, oh, I've ruined my uniform because of your what. Yeah, I know. Well, I'm telling you now. Disclaimer. I need to wipe the edges. All right. So I am now going to take, I'm turning that over, I'm turning that over, I'm turning that over, and I'm turning that over. Reason being is I'm now wanting to start putting on that brickwork. So I've now got the right, that's it, as I'm looking at it, yeah. My brickwork, happy Easter rowers. So I'm going to put my brickwork on there. I've made my paste. I've got my little spatula, yeah. Now you can use either of these, you know. I've got all the fancy kit. I'll go back to the plastic bit, you know, as you do, but it's what you're comfortable with. And if you ain't got one of these, use whatever, a bit of plastic, credit card, whatever. I don't know. Well, an old one, obviously. Don't use a new one. You need it to shop with, but you know what I'm saying. Right, where did I put my stencil? Oh, dear me. See, I'm moving things. Oh, I found it. No, have I found it? No, that's not that one. Yes, I found it. Crikey. Can't stop losing things already. So, now, I could do it that way, so I'll do it all in one. Or, let's make it awkward for myself, shall we? Crikey. I never do things in easy. So, this is my homemade paste. You've just seen me make it. And I'm going to, do you know something? I don't care. I'm going to do an upward brick wall. I don't care. There we go. Right. It's going to be easier for me to do it in one. Plus, it's unusual. Now, bear in mind, there's holes in this, as you can just see. I've covered one. Now, you want to just be thinking to you that we don't want to cover them because things have got to go into that. So, I know I might be just slightly off screen. So, bit. Oh, I'm going to put it over there so I can just grab some of this as I go. There we go. Once I get this one out the way, obviously I can move up and come and say hello to you guys. But this will just add, I mean, once this is dry, I'm going to paint it white anyway, because then we can do a bit of additional adding the colours and stuff like that. So what I want to ask you while I'm doing this, what colour, now I know a brick wall is normally your red and your browns and stuff, but is that what you want me to do today? Do you want me to do traditional, or do you want me to use maybe some other colours? I don't know. This is what I'm asking you. Oh, I quite like the look of that. There we go. Put that there, let that dry. Next. Now, I'm just going to wipe as we go. Morning, Sarah. Happy Easter. If I haven't said good morning to you, apologies. Happy Easter. Good morning to thee. Right, I'm going to put that there. I'm going to try and put that there so I don't want to be covering holes and things. So I'll tell you, the paste is just as good as any brought one. No, I'm not selling it. I'm quite happy to buy Cosmic Shimmer. It was just the fact that I didn't have enough in my pot because I've been using it that much, and I didn't want to start a project and not be able to finish it. Hopefully that makes sense. There we go. Okie dokie. Let me just get that hole out of there. Voila. There's another one. Oh, I'll have a bit of that. Thank you, thank you. So easy. Do you want colours, blues? Oh, okay. Oh, somebody said traditional. Oh, goodness me. You guys don't make it easy for me, do you? I love this. This stencil is absolutely fabulous. It's one of my faves, if I'm honest with you. To be fair, I love Tim Holtz's stuff. He's just amazing. He's totally got the market locked down. But I also love Andy. I love his stuff. Let me just grab a little bit more of our homemade paste. So, plaster of Paris. You can use corn flour. You can use talc. There's loads of different recipes. I was quite surprised looking on the internet, on YouTube, how many different recipes for textured paste there actually is out there. I was really, really shocked. So it just proves, I will tidy all this up by the way, but I'm just, for quickness, I just want to get this on and dried. It's going to look quite funky monkey, this is, you know. Not a chicken in sight or an Easter egg. Love it. I will have a look back in the comments in a second and pick a colour. I'm just concentrating on getting this on because I don't want it to dry out. Well, it's not going to dry out actually. It's not going to dry out that quickly because I want to cover the top of the box as well. There we go. Okay. Yeah, you can, yeah, corn flour, yeah, polyfiller, yes, of course, polyfiller is also another one. There was quite a few with them, polyfiller, actually. I didn't have any of that to hand either. But luckily, my mum, I've got cement, which was another one you can actually use. Actually, I'm going to wipe this. Oh, crumbs, let me wipe this. So this is the base of the box. And I'm just going to wipe this onto the base, just so it gives me a little bit of something while I'm cleaning. Why not? Okay, there we go. Ta-da! So I've got a little bit of something on there. Let me just give that. Obviously, when you're using these products, when they dry, if you don't clean them off, they're going to damage your stencil. And you spend money on stencils, so don't. Make sure you clean them off. I'm absolutely being really good today, as you can clearly see. Look at that. I'm quite liking this. Right then, so I will come back to this. I'm just going to put it over here out the way, out of sight, out of mind. Now, I'm going to dry this off, so I'm going to give it a quick whiz. Now, this is just grey board that I'm using, okay? And let me just, where's my heat? There we go. So there's loads of different ways that you can actually make your own textured paste. So it's not no taboo subject. There's plenty of different ones out there. Go for it. Enjoy. Go for it. I'm going to dry this off just because we've got, like I say, we've got that little bit of texture on there. I just want to make sure, let me get my proddy thing. Well, I do bookbinding as well, but, well, oh, that's another story. But let me just make sure all my little, yeah, that's all there. It's a fabulous pokey tool, this is. There we go. It's all about, you always use things that you're not supposed to. Right, let's carry on drying. So there we go. And as you can see, this isn't a, you know, this, you don't wear clothes that you think to yourself, oh gosh. Let me just do that. Let me hold that down. Perfect. There's a lot of paste on this, so this is giving me a good indication as well, because I usually just address on the top. I don't like sculpt it on, so I'm just going to see now how this actually does react, and it moves well actually. Thumbs up, my little buttercups. Oh, love it. That's a cool one, Debs. Yes, if you're here today, please give me a thumbs up on the video and on the Facebook group page. I do appreciate you spending your Sunday morning in between you putting on your vegetables and everything else. Bless your cotton socks. Right then, so let's get some glue. Let's actually put this together. Like I say now, this is going to be interesting because I've not done it in this way before. So yeah, okay, glue, Lisa, glue. Right, so I'm using the Pink Frog applicators. Why don't you build me? I was waiting for it. It's a singy song day today, I can tell you lot. Brilliant. Right, so first one I'm going to put on the front. Now I ain't too worried if I get bits hanging off. Wouldn't be anywhere. Oh bless you, you lot are gorgeous to me, honestly. Absolutely. You're a beautiful bunch of people. Right, let's just bit of glue. So my first bit, I'm obviously going to make sure that that's on the outside because we want to see that when we put the box together. And then I am going to put a bit of texture around the edge as well. So we're going to glue that on. So there's your start of your box. Now, remember what I said about how these have got to go up that back end. So let's think we're going to connect it all. It's just like a jigsaw puzzle. So if you like jigsaw puzzles, you're going to love constructing a box. So I'm going to do the edges here, and then I'm going to run along here with glue. And now this dries clear, so you ain't really got to worry and think to yourself, oh crumbs, I've got to worry about the glue's got to be exact. I'm never exact with glue. It goes everywhere where it's probably not supposed to go, and all the rest of it. That's usually my forte. So all I'm going to do now is like guide it all in. Now I'm not putting loads and loads and loads of glue on. However, I'm being too gentle here. Wait a minute. So I'm normally sitting down and just going in. Right, so now I've done the bricks going upwards, not across, because for time constraints I couldn't be bothered. Okay, saying it as it is, it's Easter Sunday, and plus, why not? Who said a brick wall has to run across that way? Easy done. I'm off to Marie's house. Oh, Maltese cheesecake, go on. Love it. Maltese cheesecake. Where's my slice? Crumbs. It's got to be done, isn't it? Mind you, it is. Oh dear. See, this is where you just overindulge. Glad I don't celebrate it. It's all good fun. Anyway, you lot enjoy yourselves. That's what it's all about. Now then, put a bit of gunk on here. We're getting to all the interesting bits now anyway. So always remember, you got your front of your box now sorted. Let me just click these bits in here. Click that bit in there. That bit goes there. There we go. Tippity-doo, doodly-doo-dah. Honestly, it does sound lush, doesn't it? It makes me want to have some chocolate. Now, I am just going to... Now, I've got a variety of spare brushes. I've got some... I'm dieting. Oh, dear me. That goes out the windows totally when it comes to time. Christmas and Easter. Diets. No such thing. So, you got your glue on. You just want to hold it all in place now. Oh, crumbs. I'm kicking my pot around. I'm just dabbing the edges around just to clear them, but just to make sure now, I'm just going to hold them in nicely and just push. Not too vigorously. I should be dieting. Oh, bless you. If you should be dieting, diet. Don't fall into the trap. Now, these little bits here, I'm going to put some glue along the bottom, minus obviously all my paste, and then you're going to slot those in. Now, it can be a little bit tricky. And remember, this bit's got to go up because that's where your hinges are going to be. So it's going to be all along the bottom here is your glue. Let me just glue it along. Dip, dip, dob, 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 dob. And then I'm going to do some on the edges. Okay. And then this construction of this box is more or less the same for all the other box kits. Now, the little chest, now that's a crazy thing, that is. There is an actual, I'm going to have to email you instructions on that, because that's got layer upon layer upon layer. It's a crazy little construction, that is. So you will need more than just a video watching me do it, let's put it like that. But I mean, I will do one, obviously, just to save. Basically, I'm trying to keep costs down so I can give you maximum advantage for your money, basically. That's what I'm trying to do. So, talking of that as well, let me just put you in the loop with regards to how you can order. So, if you're wanting a kit, which means you want a box, some papers, tape and all that, you'll go through Nice Crafting through Nigel, because Nigel's got all the pretty fancy papers and everything, all the Stamperia stuff, etc. If you want just the box, a tag or anything that you show, what I've been showing you, just you PM me and I will send it you directly. Okay, so I'm hoping that makes sort of sense. Now already I'm feeling that has done its thing, it's grabbed, I'm happy. So if you do want to order one of these, just PM me. I'll have your address details, send your bank details, and then I will then get that sent out to you. Okay, so if you've noticed there, I didn't really have to do that one, my error, but it's just showing you I'm thorough. Because here now, what I'm going to do is, what I'm going to show you now is how to put on the curvy bit. So let me gather all the bits and bobs. Now, before we go into, let me just put that down a second. These will all build up and put things inside. Let me just grab. So you'll have these little structures now. So you've got one with the actual indenting. And like I say, there is one that's damaged. And this is the reason why I'm using this in the demo, because I can just show you. It looks like a little, yeah, prison, more like a prison. Oh, dear. Right, let's just, so these are, let me push that up here. So these little bits here, this is where it's probably going to confuse you. And I hope not. I hope we're going to be on the same wavelength. Now, I have put extra in because I know you only need 2, but there will be extra. So you got ones with little square holes in and ones with circles. Okay, square, circle. Can you see that? Okay. So you're going to have 6 with the square holes. What I tell you, you keep talking about this Maltese cheesecake. It's doing me sweeting. It's like, ooh, yummy, yummy. Oh, I'm missing things. Hold on. Where are they gone? There we are. Sorted. Right, so you're going to have 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 4 of them. Now, when you... Sorry, miss, don't worry, Chris. When you're constructing this, okay, you've got holes here. So you've got 6 holes, 6 holes, and this is where the little pegs go in. So you've got 3 and a 3, 2 and a 2. Now I'm going to say common sense. Now, as a crafter, we never have that, obviously. It's okay. There's your lid. So you can see you've got 2 of them, they're going to stick in there. And then you've got 3 holes or 6 holes, and these are going to stick into there. So I'm going to start with this bit first, okay? Now, because we're doing the construction, you can, in fact, you can stick in these bits here while you're waiting, but I'm going to do it out the way because I want to sort of show you as we go. So first of all, I'm going to move away them little bits and bobs because I've just over pasted. But where you've got, wait, because these are going to fit in, you're going to put little blobs of glue here and here. Blobby, blobby, blobby. Now just remember, if you're like me, you ain't got to do this, but Lisa done it for the sake of it. Obviously, I'm gonna put my thing there, and then all you're going to do is you are then going to push those into those holes. Now you just want the end hanging out, so it looks like a little key, and all of these are little square holes. Fabulous, aren't they? Ta-da! Now they're going to stick on there really nice. And that's going to stick on there. Oh. Honestly, If you like constructing things, or you like having a go at something different, this is definitely for you. If, however, you've got bad eyesight and you think to yourself, oh, that's a little bit, but if you've got somebody to do it with you, grandchildren, kids, whatever, it's going to be a great little thing to do together. Now, while I've got that like that, I am actually going to put on a bit of glue here and here, and I am going to put these in. And you can put the glue on there if you want. All I'm going to do is just put that one there and that one there. Now, I'm going to let them hold a second. So I'm going to put them there. I'm just going to let that hold for a minute, because the next thing I'm going to do is these little pieces. Now, I did say it was fiddler. You got the little squares, and this is going to go through those. And that's what makes crushed Maltese. Oh, you lot shut up about this Maltese. I'm done. Nom, 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 nom. Oh, dear me. So this is now where you're actually going to put your hinge together. Now, as daft as it is, you might think, oh, crikey, this is looking a bit complicated. I'm going to put it down like so, because this is how I do it. And I'm going to do it one at a time. So these little pieces, which you don't lose, and there's extra in, because I know you're going to put one through first of all, and then you're going to put the round bit in, and then that's then going to line up with your next little one. So it's just there. And now I've got varifocals on, so if I can do this, you can do it. Okay, now that's your hinge. Yeah, you can see that freely moves. Now all I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the end here and a little bit on the glue on the end here. And all that is going to do is hopefully just keep that secure in place there. And if you're unsure, I like to just move it along just so I know that that's in. Okay, so that's done. That hinge is done. I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to do this one now. And again, it's just that little square piece, little peg. And I'm going to do the first one in, and it's going to go through. So the circle part, is actually, that's your free moving hinge. Now I am going to be doing some of these in kits on their own. So like when you've constructed something, you think, oh, I'd love a hinge top instead of putting it as a tape, so you can actually do a hinge over without having the tape. I'm going to be doing them, but then they're not available yet because I've got to get all the orders done, which I've already had. Okay, so I just want to pull that there we go, that's in. Okay, so again, all I'm going to do is put a little blob of glue here and here. Voila. Never did mint hair. Oh, raspberry. Oh, now it's all of a bit of raspberry, mate. Terrible. So there's your hingy bit done. Okay, so you can let them hang down now freely. Bless their cotton socks. I'm now going to construct the edging. So there's only one piece that has got the cutouts. The rest are all just pieces. Me and that paste not just going to get on today. The rest are all that. So this one here will go here at the top. Now, all that I do now is I get the glue, just for quickness and speed. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue in there now. That's perfect. And I'm going to just dab a bit of glue in each of these, because all I'm going to do now is stick all of those pieces on, and then that's going to give me that little bit of extra sturdiness and rigidity for the box. So basically, if you're going to put paper on or anything like that, you'll do it all before you put your box together. So everything just slots in really easily. I've not oversized it, but they all fit in I say perfectly. There you go. There we are. Done, done, done. Let me hold that. There we are. So once you've lined it all up and you've got your first one on, perfect. So there we go. Hopefully everyone can see that. Now, where's my dodgy one? So there's my dodgy one that got cut a little bit, and I'm going to put that sort of middle-ish. So I'm now just going to go round, and I'm just going to place these on. And like I say, they click in lovely because you've got that one already in and you've got that glue already there. You haven't got to worry about what's got to be where, or you've got to glue this, because you've already done it. Oh, let me put that. Might help if I level it up. There we go. Sorted. There you go. Sorted, sorted, sorted. Now, the one that's a little bit dodgy, which is this one, I'm going to put here. And that's why I'm going to put some rice paper over it. There we go. I've got 2 more left. So it's not as difficult as what you think. It just looks it, but it really is such an effective gift for somebody. Oh, let me just see if that's going to go around that way. That's totally capoodled, isn't it? Oh dear. Oh, the poor little thing. Oh, bless. Oh, I'll tell you what. Oh, crumbs. I'm causing more damage than good now. Well, we're at. Was that really knocked out? That, I'll tell you what, I'm going to leave that one out. But that one would go in there and so on and so forth, yeah? So I'm going to put some rice paper there. Because if I put that one on, see, I did tell you I got one dodgy one. You'll obviously have the full amount. Good dear. Well, I've got the full amount. It was just a dodgy one. Bless you. Going to make this one right, but fabulous. There we go. Right, so this one totally got knocked out of sync, so I'm not even going to bother pouring it on, if I'm honest. There you go. So here now I can just put the rice paper over it. So I'm just going to let that sort of dry with the glue, and while I'm waiting, I'm now going to put the lid on. So at least you can see what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, and especially with that piece, I thought it would just fit on, but unfortunately there was that much that laser had cut off, and it's cut it totally in. It's pointless me putting it on because it'll just make it look really naff, but you're not going to see it anyway once I've done it. So I'm now going to put on some glue, and I'm now going to attach these little hinges now. So there's that one, there's that one, there's that one, and there's that one. So you've now got, basically, your box is now constructed. Now let me add a little bit of extra glue in places. I like the hinges to make sure that they're on you know, perfectly for me. So this is just a personal preference. So I can go around this with you can go around with textured paste, you can go around, oh look at that, it's all sort of creamy and lush. It looks like whipping, doesn't it? Like a bit of whipping cream. And I want to put some in a piping bag and do some really delicate detailed stuff, but that's another one. That's not today. Yeah, so I've got that many different ideas with this stuff. It just does your head on overdrive, doesn't it? So for me now, apart from that piece there missing, you've got your box constructed. Okay, I'm just going to put over now then, oh, there it is. I'm going to put over this, which will then cover that error, I think. Yeah, I think it would actually. Good thinking, Batfink. And I've got some Decapatch glue. Definitely needed, but well, honestly, they're brilliant. They really are. And thinking, oh crumbs, I'm just making the right mess now. I am thinking about, you know, construction times and stuff like that. And I love the small boxes, but it just depends on the sort of crafter you are, whether, you know, I'm going to just do all the larger stuff, or I am going to offer different variants in sizes and stuff. But if there's something specific that you want, message me. And if, you know, all I can do is say, no, I can't do it. Normally with me, I find a way. So, you know, and especially if you want something personal, if you want a name or anything in with it, I can quite easily cut a name and put that in as well if you're buying a few bits and bobs. So I'm just going to put that up. Now I've put some Decapatch glue on. Again, Nigel sells all these lovely, wonderful bits and pieces. So, oh, that's about right, Lise. Goodness me, go me. So I want to be able to see that knobbly bit. Now, even though, obviously, I've not got nothing there, and that piece is like naff, I'm not too worried, because now all I'm going to do is just going to glue that over. I'm just going to do it as a bit of a varnish finish, but let me just so you would never, well, you would tell, but no, actually you won't tell once I've got the other stuff over it, to be fair. I'm quite happy with that. Well, I will be in a minute once I've trimmed it. Let me just get these edges done. Apologies, I keep going off screen. Just shout at me. You're allowed today. It's Easter. Right, let's put that there. Yeah, just message me, Sarah, honestly. Like I say, if you want a kit with all the papers and stuff like that, bless you, then by all means go through Nigel, because I haven't got all the fancy papers and stuff. That's Nigel's department. All I'm going to do here is just put my little my pokey tool, and I'm just going to, in fact I might as well just rip, yeah, I'm just going to rip that off. There we go. The fun with tissue paper, brilliant stuff, isn't it? Get off. There we go. There we go. There we go. But if you just want to be ordering the kits and stuff like that, and obviously those of you that are doing regular orders, you get little extra bits and bobs in as well. I am very respectful, and I'm very happy that, you know, you're purchasing. So one kit, bricks around the edges. You just imagine if you can do like them nice flower, you know, paper flowers and stuff like that. It'd be absolutely stunning. I think Amanda's doing a workshop with all the beautiful flowers and stuff, and that will be at Leicester Crafty Corner. So that will definitely be a fabulous one to attend. But yeah, so I'm just going to go around now, just making sure that we've got glue in where it needs to be. Everything looks nice and secure. Basically, there's your box. Now, obviously, you guys will have that additional one there, but like I say, because of the problem I had with that one. Oh, happy Easter, Steph. Costa del Hospital. Oh, crumbs. What you like. So let's while we've got, I'm just going to get a heat on it just to get things a little bit sort of dry and under construction. So the Decopatch glue is also like a varnish as well, so you could always varnish if you wanted to. So before I'm actually going to put some paint on this, I'm just going to dry this off a little bit around the edges. So I'm just going to get some white titanium, acrylic paint. Everything looks like it needs to be. Are they doing Easter eggs in hospital? Hopefully the staff, well, the staff are amazing, aren't they? Absolutely bless their cotton socks. Right, I'm happy with that now. That feels dryish. Yeah, okay. Right, let me just wipe over, because I can feel the area getting a little bit gritty with all them bits and bobs that we've just done off. So look at me being all tidy and nice and clean. There we go. Right, so let me get a bit of paint out. So let's pop a blob on here. I'm going to put it just down here. Actually, will the lid come off? Let me just, oh, I think it will. Oh, even better. Oh, there we go. I'll use the lid. No wrong with a bit of lid using. Right, let me just use this. This is a bit, let's have a look. Let me, a bit of water. Bloody. So all I'm doing is just giving it a light, say a light covering. I can do the if I want to put some crackle glaze on, you see, which I'm thinking might have a lovely effect on the front of the box. I should have chose a different brush, but hey, how it will work. At least we're all together for Easter. We might not be hearing each other's what's-its, but you know, we're all here supporting, no matter where you are, whether it's hospital or sat at, you know, sorting your dinner out on your Todd, or you know, you're with family, friends, etc. Or you're getting ready to go and see family and friends. Right, so, and again, you can, I mean, you could do so many different effects. It's just everything. Oh, bless you. Yes, definitely. So I'm just going to paint now. Like I said, we was missing a little bit here, but once you start painting and covering things, you're not going to, well, I know obviously, but for those of you that haven't watched this, wouldn't know that there's a missing bit there. And oh, what's that? Let me just get rid of that. There we go. Cheeky little devil. Better construction decorate. Well, I've done it how I'd do it. So if you're using paper, you'd get your paper done first, and then you'd stick it on and construct it like how I've done in workshops to show people how to do it that way. But if you're painting and then adding stuff on, then obviously you do it this way that I'm doing it. Everybody's going to have their own preference. Again, there is no right or wrong. You might feel that doing it this way is back to front for you and think, bloody hell, Lise, why aren't you doing it the other way? I'm just doing what because I'm going to use a crackle glaze, obviously I need an acrylic paint down, so I might as well do it now. And it's a very rough one because it's just a base. Having that acrylic down gives you a fabulous base to work off. So it's sort of sealing the box as well. Hopefully that makes sort of sense for you. And plus I'm only using the paint what was in the lid as well, which is even better, instead of wasting like loads and loads and loads out. So let me just give that a little blast. I love it when there's always a fingerprint somewhere. Damn, gets me every time, you know. Right, let's just give that a blast so it's touch dry as such. So, oh, sorry. I've tried my best today not to knock the Facebook group. That just didn't last at all, did it? Positive, yes, definitely. Sending lots of positive thoughts, big hugs and kisses. Definitely. Okay, so we can always give that another coat if need be. So, inside the box we'll do in a bit. Let's get round these edges now. I'm just going to put a little bit of, that's it, a bit of water in there. So all I'm going to do here is, let me just, so I've got that lovely effect now with my stone wall, which is upside down, back to front, but only in somebody's eyes. In my eyes, I think it's quite fitting for the box. Just remember, you paint the box how you want, you dress it how you want. All I'm doing is just having a bit of fun with you guys today. There we are, for that. Nothing better than whitewashed walls, eh? Well, there we go. I'll get this around here. And this will also, oh crumbs, I'm just knocking everywhere today. I do apologise. No, it's not gesso. It is just Daler Rowney titanium white acrylic with a little touch of water. And again, you can make your own gesso. Again, do you know something? There's that many possibilities for do your own this, do your own that. World's your oyster, really. It just depends on what products you've got. The majority of stuff we've always got in our cupboards, you know. So corn flour, you know, glue. There you go. You've got your paste. You know, it's nothing's difficult to construct. I just like the fact of buying pre-made. It's just so much. Oh, I'm sorry, so much easier. Right, there you go. Ta-da! You're welcome. So yes, so that's all I've used, and it's absolutely fabulous stuff. It's whiter than white, and that's, I've put that into my paste, so my paste is nice and white as well. My paste is still going fine, so that's the added advantage. There's no lid on this. Nicey. So I can add on to here if wanted to. So I am going to leave that at the minute. I'm just going to blast it with a bit of heat now just to get this dry, because I want to start oh bless you, doing a bit of a construction, a bit of paint. And I'm probably going to put a little bit more white on that because I want to put some crackle glaze on the top of there. So what colours did we decide? I'm sorry, I haven't even scooted through. Oh crumbs, I don't know, there's that many comments on there. So what colour box did we say? Are we going sort of Easter, traditional, so brick, okay. Traditional brickwork, like it. Okay, traditional, there we go. Right, let me just whack a bit more paint on here. And like I said, the only reason, I'm just going to put a blob on. Naughty Lisa, probably way too much. Brick with some blue in, traditional. It's an interesting format. Right, let me just, so I'm putting a nice covering of white And I think when you use a nice crackle glaze, now, I don't know whether I've got naff crackle glaze or what, but we will see. Let me just do that along here. There we go. Sorted. That'll do. And I ain't too worried about edges and stuff like that, because knowing me, I'm going to end up putting something else on there anyway. So let's just blast that off a minute. Now I have got, what's this? One component crackle medium. It'll be an interesting one. You paint it on and then you paint your acrylic over the top of it. Fabulous. Sounds like a plan to me, that does. So again, we're just doing all the layers. So you're seeing in real time me just wrecking the place. What I'd do if I was sitting at home now, faffing. This is me, the reality. I'm to keep not. It's because I've got cameras everywhere. Apologies. I'd obviously take more detail if I wasn't. If I didn't have cameras looking at me. Okay, I think that's dry. Yeah. So we've got all that nice white acrylic. I will do the inside, as I say, but we've got that lovely texture of brick. This is going to look awesome. Right, let me just whack some of this. I can still feel it's tacky. You love a brick wall. I'm sure there's a song in there somewhere. I was singing Pink Floyd in my head for quite some time yesterday. I thought it was quite funny. Oh, nearly there. So I'm just going to... See, nothing's come through on the other side, but you know when you just... Because the lid's closed and we've got that heat. Yes, Pink Floyd brick. Another... Hey, what did I put in there? Hey, teacher, leave them kids alone. Oh, I remember when I was in awe of the video when it came out. What was that, about 80, 81 or something like that? Or was it 79? Crikey. I'll be here forever drawing that. Anyway, so let's whack some of this medium on. I'm going to be really naughty and just reuse the brush. Let's have a look. Let's paint it on. So it says I'm probably putting too much on, but again, do I care? Nope. Let's have a look. And then it's to do, then you put it on when it's dry, you put another layer on. Fabulous. Right, then let's see. Like I said, I've probably put too much on. I'd rather have too much than not enough. Thank you, Ruth. Happy Easter to you, my sweetie. Yeah, so I probably have put too much on, but you know, why not? Let's have a bit of crackle. Let's see if this stuff works. And then if not, it's got a nice glossy shine to it. Now, do you think the other product was dry enough? I don't know. This is where I sort of think to myself, should I leave things to dry overnight like it says in the book? I don't know. I've got to do this and I've still got to put another coat of paint over it. I mean, flipping heck, really? I just feel like I want to sing now. Oh, yeah, it's still shiny. But it's got a nice shine to it though. I'm quite impressed with that. So I'm just being mindful now. Obviously we've got plenty of stuff going on the top. Probably better if you leave it to dry. But well, it's going to work with heat today. Trust me. Let me just nearly dry. Ding, ding. Oh, that'll do for now. Oh yeah. So when we put the heat on, so yeah, I want to bring that together nicely. Okay, right, let's pack some paint on. Here we go again. Now this grey board is taking some paint now. I must admit, I'm quite impressed. If this undergoes this and it stays in one piece once we're done, I mean, yeah, if I'm wasting your time. Well, let's see if we're wasting our time. Let's have a look. I'm going to put a blob on here, as you do. I'm gonna be really nice now and try and do it properly, if there's ever such a word in my vocabulary. Okay, here we go. Let me just put a little bit of water to my brush. That's better. Right, okay. Ready? Well, I'll see you in a bit. We'll have a look. I suppose really, it depends on the crackly bits that you want, I suppose. Do I need more paint on? I need to dry it, see what it's going to do. And obviously once this is dry, I can then add my colours that I want. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, I got some sort of something's happening. Yeah, no, I think you're wasting your time. Yeah, we're going to do all right. Okay, very nice. We got something happening. Let me just, let's get out white. Let's be nice here. Look at this, I'm doing ever so well. Let's put it over there. And now I suppose if you want like, you know, really high fancy crackle and God knows what, then yeah, you do what the instruction says. I haven't got time for that. This is not a two-parter. It's doing something. Oh, look, I see. Now I love when it bubbles up. It looks like proper. I'm overheating it. Lesson learned. Well, it depends on what you want, to be fair. It is doing something. I'm quite liking the bubbles I'm getting. Anyway, yes, we're going to put colours through it. We're gonna paint it up. We're going to do some craziness. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. So yeah, we have got, I don't know if you can see that, but there is something going on. Maybe not heavy crackle, but maybe I needed to put more paint on. One of them. Lesson learned, as the saying goes. So just let's have a say hello to us. We've got Ruth, Jane, Sylvie, Sarah. I can never get crackle. No, seriously, I don't think I can either. But again, it's one of them. So I think we're all in the same sort of port of call, really. Well, I'm going to. However, I decided not to because I want to keep the theme together. So that's the only reason why I thought, not going to bother. So I am going to put, I don't know what I'm going to put. Let's put a bit of brickwork on the front. So I'm actually going to run this the right way. Or do I keep it in construction? Do you know something? So I keep it in construction. Let's go the same because we've done it all the wrong way. Because I'm good like that. Let's just whack a bit of this on. Why not? Let's start going a bit off piece now. You know me. Let's have a look. Then we can start putting some colour to it. I'll have a go. Well, do you know something? If you don't have a go, you don't know, do you? Now, I am just going to play around with this little bit of excess that I've got here, maybe. Let's have a look now. So, I love texture. I love creating with mixed media. And I love, you know, just creating a mess, basically. As you do. And the thing that I love when I do put down acrylic is I know that it'll take water as well on top of. So that's cleaned and done and dusted. So I've got a little bit of brick there. Oh, bye Ali. Have fun, sweetie. Catch you soon. Really have a good one. Enjoy Easter. Or enjoy the children, eggs, chaos, and all the rest of it that goes with it. What do I want up here? Let's have a look what other stamps I've got. So, oh, let's have a look what's it. Oh, that looks interesting. Okay, so we've got some light circles and stuff. I'm just going to put a little bit of something here. So all I'm roughly doing now is I just want to add some other dimension on the lid of the box because I have got cogs, I've got butterflies, I've got all sorts of craziness that I can now start sort of popping it along. Let's merge that into there. Let's put that up to there. I quite like that. There hasn't got to be any structure of anything. When you're creating, you can I just go with whatever I like. I don't think to myself, oh, that's got to complement that and you've got to put that there because there's that there. And nah, not in my head. I like carnage. I like texture. I like different. Yeah, that's me in a nutshell, I suppose. Now, because, let me just put a little bit on these edges. Why not? Hey, why not? Let's just have a bit of a rarity here. Let's see if we can maybe turn it into a bit of a wood-ish-esque effect. Let's just bit of a dip there because we haven't got that one in, because I quite like the effect that that's giving there actually. Now I'm going to leave the base sort of as it is. We've got plenty of texture going on there. Let's get some heat on this. I don't want to heat that because that's still using. So my little mix-up that I made, my paste, is lasting really well, in all honesty. And I quite like the effect it's given. It's given plenty of texture. If I wanted to add any more in, I could put a grit into it. I could put sand into it. Again, don't be shy to add and put things in. Put glitter in for if you want. It's totally up to you. So I'm going to start, because obviously we've got the base of the box. Now what I've got to colour in, I've got some distress, the pencil crayons. I've got some of Inkology colours. I've got London Brick, I've got French Mustard, and I've got Coffee Bean. Those are my go-to colours. I've got black, I've got Walnut Stain and Black Soot on the pencils. I've also got some sprays as well. Again, depending on how it's covering and how I'm liking the look of it, to whether or not I just end up just doing a Tim Holtz spray around it. But I want to try and do it as I've done the other one first of all, with just that natural look and paint. Let's just see if that's doing. You can sort of get the gist. At the minute it's just very raw, very messy. But I want it to sort of, I'm thinking of a nice bold butterfly in the middle. Maybe. Yeah. Liking that. Perfect. Let me just put a little bit more heat on here. So I'm going to paint that bit last there, because obviously we've got that rice paper. But while it's still sort of tacky, maybe, am I going to be able, yeah, I'll be able to get some little lines in there if I want it to sort of look like a wood-esque effect. I mean, I can actually put some more in. I've got a stencil which has got a wood effect, but sometimes doing it yourself, you're going to get more texture and depth in. That's gone off quite quickly, actually. Fair play. Yeah, there we go. Love it. So I'm going to let that dry. This is all dried nicely, so I can play with that. Now then, stencils all been cleaned. Let's pile them over there out the way. So inside, as I said, I'm going to be painting that white. I'm going to do that when I need things to dry out. That will be the very last thing I do. But let's start with this paint. Now I'm going to start with cleaning up this lot out the way, because now I'm not sure whether this is going to work on this surface. So if it doesn't, oops, and all the rest of it, but it's okay. We only live once. Let's do it dangerously together. There we go. Right. Oh, might help if I, there you go. Please behave. I actually done the hot water thing with this the other day, and I must admit it worked. The only thing now is I think I've just put, oh crikey, my glass. There we go. You know, when you can't see for looking, I think to myself, I need another pair of glasses. It might just help if I concentrate on the whole bit and put it in that way. I can see why I'm not a man. Anyway, right, there we go. Put that there. Okay. Right, so let's get right. So Coffee Bean, I'm going to put a really good splodge of this down. Now, I don't know whether it's going to go through this wrapping paper. I don't know. London Brick. This colour is absolutely bang on. Absolutely bang on. Now, I want water. Plenty of it. Let's put that down. So, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go with the London Brick. And all I'm going to do is just glide it over with the water. Do not worry about where it's going, how it's looking. We just need that basic coverage. Oh, look at that, all that gooiness. I love it. Oh, I've just got to, oh, yes, thank you. Now, there's your sides done. So I'm going to have a bit of that brown in now. And I just want to bring it from the bottom. And I'm just going to, only slightly, because we can move this up, and it's water based, This is what I love when you start sort of looking at things and sort of bringing them together. So let me just, because when this dries, again, it dries differently, because then we'll have another layer and so on and so forth. Might even need a bit of red into this. So the corners I want quite dark sort of thing. Let's put that on there. And then here, again, a bit of water. And I just want to bring sort of this brick. Let me have a bit of water on there. Just remember, you've got that acrylic underneath, so it's not gonna, you're gonna help your little project along. So really, I want to make sure that we've got all the depth into that. I want to take that into a different colour up there. But my brick, you can go along. You can air dry it with the heat tool. I am going to put some more colour down now. I'm going to have a bit of red. I'm going to put a bit of red down here. Not too much. I'll put that there. So again, I'm just going to put a bit of water in, and I just want to just bring in just in different places now, because if you're wanting to sort of, I don't know, add, if you wanted to add sort of, I don't know, like flowers and stuff like that, we've just got to get the layers building up now. So don't ever be shy to put layers down on your projects. Now, I do want a bit of olive. Now, this, I love this, Olive Grove. And I'm going to go back in with the browns again in a minute now. So, let's just put that down. And then I'm going to put on some of the French mustard. And I'm going to put that over here. So, using the same brush, I'm just going to bring it up. Now, I'm just going to think, if you're sort of thinking, oh, we've got a little bit of like moss, and because you know, like when you look at your bricks, you've got sort of moss work, and you've got sort of that sort of look about it where you think, oh, we've got something climbing up there. How pretty does that look? And I like that sort of effect. But if you dabble it on with a brush, if you don't like it, you can take it off. Bear in mind, this is water, and you know me and water, we have so much fun together. So there you go. So that gives you sort of an effect now that we've got, I don't know, we've got like a moss, and that's soaking in nicely as we speak. So here, I just want to bring a little bit of something going on. Now up here, I'm unsure whether I want some sort of blues and that. So I'm just going to get whatever's on the brush now. And that could be absolutely anything in my head. But I just want to just pull a little bit of that colour in. Now, you've got that varnish there, and I didn't go, although we've got sort of, I mean, we've even got a little bit of that on. I tell you what, let me just have a play around with, so I've got a bit of black on that flower stuck on. Oh, okay. Let me just tweak around with that edging of that brick. There you go. So don't worry about that. I'm just putting a little layer on as I go. So I'm back onto here again. Now you've got your crayons. Now I find that you need to activate Flower Soft. Oh, okay. I've got my colour here. So I'm going to start building up. So we've got sort of a different colour on that brick, because brick sort of, yes, it's sort of, you know, a reddish colour, but you know, nowadays you've got that many different colours on brickwork. It's really interesting actually when you actually start looking. So I'm going to start pulling around different colours now. Why not? Nobody said it had to be a certain way. I'm going to spray this with water as well, by the way, so it's like we're really going to have something really interesting going on in a bit. So I'm going to start bringing in, let me get some of my brown again. So we're going to have some of this lovely coffee bean again. And if it mixes in with whatever's there, I ain't too worried about it, because I know now as we start to bring this together, let me just paste these on. You've still got some sour stuff in my side. Oh, okay, there you go then. Perfect. So if you've already got some, you're already geared up and ready. Now, I'm going to... Oh, let's pop a bit on here. Let's just put this on here. Let's bring it up here. Okay, so now I am going to get... I'm going to put it this way so you can see what I'm doing. So first of all, I'm going to lightly spritz. That was light for me. Very light. And then I'm going to get some of... these fabulous crayons, and yes, they are the Distress Watercolour Pencil, and I'm using Walnut Stain. And this is where now, if you think about it, I'm getting it wet, so I know it's going to start activating, and I'm going to get the black. In fact, I'm just going to activate it already. Put it in a bit of water. Now, only here and there, black is a very powerful colour. So you only want to sort of put it where you feel, you know, like a bit of concrete, and you think to yourself, you know, you can have a bit of gunk or a bit of ooze there. So for me, let's have a drier brush. Let me see what's that one look like. That'll do. So all I want to do now is just want to see how that looks. I'm going to just dry that off a minute. So we definitely need some more colour on that. Can you do that white pigment powder? Can you do that white pigment powder? I'm not getting what you're on about. Aye. Right. Can you do that? Somebody just I can't compute that in my head. And I'm just going to put down some of the darker seaweed colour on the green as well, because I just want to sort of really pull. The worst thing that happened to me is my daughter said I had a fit in for plastic tubs. That stuff. No, I never find it. Oh dear me. It's all good fun, isn't it, when it starts involving. So I'm just going to be pulling a little bit of red here and there with... Oh, where's my brown gone? There's a bit of brown. In fact, I want more brown on here before I start adding black. See, and this is where now you're going to get your sort of, your base. So let me just, I'm just going to go over. Let me just bring it up here. So we've got that lovely, no, see, that's where, yeah. So we've got that lovely black. Yeah, that's better. Let me just dry that off. That's looking richer. Oh, pigment powder. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you can use pigment powder. I've got what they're called, stickle. No, it's not stickles. Brushos and all that sort of stuff. Ah, it's better. I get that. I packed up craft room. Oh, bleh. It's the only problem now when you start moving stuff and then the kids start and then it's like, oh, crikey. So I'm having a bit of red in here, bit of different textures. And then I'm also going to get the pencil, and I'm just, like I say, just here and there, because this will just add so much different depth as you go along now. You just get that brown in. So as you're running it across, I'm now feeling that that's definitely a brick-esque. So you've got light, dark, you've got reds, you've got all different sorts. And then once you dry it off, it'll just stain differently to how you're looking at it in the colour, because it's now pulling into, obviously, what you've just made. So I'm happy with that. And then I can always get a dry brush, and I can dry brush over that. In regards to, let me just get me brown. I can dry brush different colours on. I can put a white over it. Depends on the effect you want now, really. So let me just pull some of that. There we go. Don't forget your little bottom bit as well. Let me just put, again, little bits here and there. Just pull out your bricks, because where you got your bricks, some of them are like not been covered properly, maybe. And I think it just adds so much more dimension. And then let's pull that colour over. Let's move that black, because as I say, that black is very, very powerful in its own right. Looks quite like a leatherette sort of thing there. So if you don't greys, it would look quite crocodile-y. Okay, there we go. So relax. No, carry on, Moira. Bless you. Enjoy your day, sweetheart. Catch you later. Oh, there we go then. I must have cameras in and seen your brick wall. But can you see the difference now? So we've got there, and then it's gone to that lighter one. But yeah, if you just build up until you get to how you want it to be, you know, you won't be disappointed with what you're sort of pulling together. Let me just put that crayon in. And there is, you know, there's no right or wrong way about these crayons. You can just put it where you like, really. I mean, you can go over like that if you wanted to. And then you're just going to move it along. That's what I love about, you know, mixed media, is exactly that. You're mixing everything up. Bye, sweetie. Happy Easter, darling. Right, so there's your sides done now with the brick. Now, as I say, we can quite easily brush a little bit of dry white over that if we wanted to, like, dry brush it. Quite liking the way that's looking now. Let me just have a little bit of last bit of fun before we wipe this on. I've got that bit of green on the go now. Let's just pile that on. There we go. Fabulous. So let me just pop a bit of water over this now. Now we have done, remember, I've just done a little bit of seeing what was on there sort of thing. And I'm just going to move some of the paint that we've got on there. We have got a little bit of oxide on there. And then the stuff that's not shifting is obviously acrylic. Let me just wipe this a minute. And I mean, the bottom's going to be quite funky if we keep hitting all these different colours. I'm impressed that this is still intact as well. So I'm quite happy about that. So, ooh, glue, like it. Right then, let me just, yeah, okay. There we go. Right, okay. So here, let's have a look. So I have maybe a large. Now what you've got to think about is opening and closing this. So I can't get too close to that because of there, but maybe something like that. And then maybe some cogs and stuff here. Just a bit of a Madden, maybe. We'll see. So I'll put them over there. Put them over there. That's going to be a standoff black on its own right. I just want to put some different colours on underneath this, because I know you mentioned other colours, so I am listening to you. So I'm going to put a little bit of, now I'm going to just do a bit of a water squirt. So you can already see there's like bits going on, which I love. Let's play around with this now. And this is what I love. When you've got stuff down, you don't know what you're going to end up with. And this is the whole part of being creative and just letting yourself play around with what's there. There is no right or wrong with this. You can do whatever you like. It's fabulous. Just have a bit of fun with it. Just bear in mind with the products, what your spray is. You're using water like me. Just bear in mind the amount of water you're using and what we're on. So we did have some actual crackle on there. I can see it now. I'm quite liking that craziness. It'll go well with a nice black butterfly there. So I'm just going to dab off just a slight bit there. I quite like that merge going in to that brown. So I'm going to take some brown now. Let me just give it a bit of a, let's bring it in slowly. So I actually want to bring this into the brickwork now. And then I want to bring some of that lovely brickwork colour, London Brick by Andy. Giving that sort of rust-esque feel. Maybe a little bit up here. Oh, yay. Oh, dear me. Love it. Let's just let it work its magic. Look at that. So, I mean, you don't even know what you're going to end up with. So, and this is what I love, just letting it work. When you've got water, acrylic paint, textured paste, or a bit of plum pie, yeah, definitely. Oh, you know something? I think you're right. Let me just, let's just pull that along here in a minute. Let me just play around with that a little bit. There we go. Pull that up there. Perfect. Yes. I mean, if you like making pretty flowers and stuff like that, you know, I mean, you could just imagine what you could do. Let me just, I'll tell you what, I might pull that plum, yeah, plum pie. Where are you? There you go. Gotcha. Plum pie. So let me just have a little tiny dabble here with plum pie, because again, that is a strong colour in its own right. So let me just move that. Oh God, dear Lord, this is going to be. It does look very much like a hydrangea head, but that was just off. Oh dear me, look at that. I get so excited when colours make. I mean, how gorgeous is that? Let me just dry that off. Don't want to lose that. Beautiful. So we're going to take those colours onto the side binder. We'll let them still work the magic together. Beautiful. Love it. So I'm going to take this rust colour and that lovely sort of blues, all this along here. So we will have plum pie, obviously, is there. We're going to put this beautiful Tuscan teal. Reminds me very much of Tusentag. Oh, that was a crazy, crazy time. Love it. Right, so let me put them on first of all. So let me get my brush, clean off whatever's on there. And because I absolutely love, let's do that. A bit down here. Hopefully you can see that. Let's get that purple. Let's put a bit of that around here. Let's just take it a bit here. There we go. There we are. Let me just bring it into here. Why not? Nobody said you weren't allowed to. Okay, let's just take that off there. Let's take this beautiful yellow now. Complements both colours, that yellow. That's Skinner's Gold. Absolutely amazing. Now I just want to get some of, not that one. Here we go. French mustard, which I love. So I'm going to be tempting fate now. Let's just put this through in its own right. Now, whatever you do, whenever you're doing this, make sure you put your lids on, because I have once, and once only, never happened again, knocked the damn things over, lost all my ink, sucked it up and saved it. Gotta go. It's all right, Kim. Happy Easter, darling. Have a good one. I'll put pictures on later. You're more than welcome to do catch up. So there's your binder with all those different colours in, which will then come through. Okay. Let's just take that colour. Let's bring it onto the actual bit here. There we go. I'll tell you what, let's just do it like that. So what I don't want is mud. Let me just, there we go. There we are. Okay, so here I'm just going to take some of Skinner's Gold, and I just want it to just merge. There we go. Definitely, oh bless you. And I just want that to merge into the rest of it. There we go. Okay, and then that yellow will then give me that back colour for the butterfly that I'm going to put on now. So let me just look at this. Let me tidy up. Let me try and tidy up. So let's have a look. So I'm thinking that's going to go there as a put statement piece maybe, or do I do the cogs? Well, we'll see. I want to put a little bit of something on here, just so it looks like we've got flowers on the wall. Let me just find something. What am I looking for? Oh, I'm looking for liquid pearls. Yes, liquid pearls. Long pot. Let's have a look. Well, good bluers, maybe. No, that's glitter. Don't glitter. Pinks and yeah. I'm thinking maybe. There you go. Liquid pearls, maybe. Yeah. Let me just see, have I got a white or a silver in this stuff? I have, that will do. Right, then we've got silver pearl. Right, let me just dry this off. Yeah, we need to dry that off. So not being shy to sort of play around with colours and play around with textures, you know, and again, you could quite easily put another bit of texture on that if you wanted to. You know, you could, if you wanted to bring in and just had white on there, you could actually put, you know, another layer here. Have I got any? Oh, look, it's still going. Look at this, it's still going. We haven't even put a lid on this. This is just open to the elements. Just right there it is. Let's have a look. I mean, we could just, why not? Let's add some white into it, because we've got all this sort of, you know, let's add a little bit of, let's see what we got. Why not? There we go. And again, another little bit of depth. So there, from that white, that will actually bring, let me just put a little bit of, why not? Quite liking the way this is. This ain't bad paste, this isn't, even if I say so myself. It was a good mix, that was. So let me just clean off more or less immediately, because they're little fiddly holes that you don't want to get to. I mean, I will wash them, don't panic. I'm going to put that in water. Right, let's just, I quite like that little bit of white in there. Might actually do some splashes of white. Right, let me get my black. What we got? So there's the one that I use. So I want to put a blue line over it, so I know that's the one to use. See, look, that more or less dry already. Fabulous. And you'll find that the colour will draw in as well. So if there is any loose colour on there, it will draw into that white. So the white won't stay white for long. It will actually pull in. So I've got an old, yes, I'll tell you in a minute if you want me to. An old Versa. Let me just go over it lightly. There we go. And again, so this, obviously this one I'm not re-inking, and because of the cost, basically I don't bother. I just buy a new pad. Let me just put a little head in. There we go. So this is what these end up to be. Ta-da, done. Now I did do a stamp, which you can do. Oh, look at that. So hey, look how colourful that's gone there now. Bam. So do I put a couple of cogs on? Let's have a look. Do we really go a bit of grunge on this? You know, we could do, or your other option is, let me say, 1, 3, 4, maybe. We could put a nice corner. Oh, tell you what, we might do a corner actually. Let's have a look. Should we do a nice corner? Maybe that would be a bit of a gold or something. There you go. Let's turn them around the right way so they match. So can you see how easy it is to actually make something totally unique? Let's. I think we're going to go with that. Forget that. Yeah, I like the corners too, Chris. We're going to do corners. Let's shift this out the way. Right, oh, dropping my cogs. Crumbs, that could be lethal. Okay, so I'm going to do, yeah, the corners are nice. Those will be available in packs as well. But what I'll do is, as I've got stuff available, when I do the lives, that's when you'll be able to buy them. And I'll say this is available, blah, 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 sort of thing, all right? So I am going to do some brush. I'm going to brush some white on, some dry white. Well, dry brush, should I say. I'll get my words out in a minute. There we go, that'll do. There we are. Right, perfect. So I think that's added quite a nice touch now. So, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some white Posca splatters on. Let me just, is that going to work? Let me have a look. Is that going to, oh Crikey. I don't want any white on the butterfly, you see, but I do want something to break all that colour up. Now, is this going to work? Let's have a look. I'll tell you, I'm going to set the end out. That might be the safest option. Let's have a look. See if I've... is anything coming out to play? No? Okay. That's obviously done and dusted. So let me get me... I'll tell you what I will use, actually. I'll use the bleed proof. This is brilliant stuff. So this is a lot thicker context. I mean, this is like proper thick pot. So this one is brilliant if you want stuff to stay where it is. This one is a liquid, which is amazing, which is what I'm going to splatter onto this. So let me tell you what, I'm going to put it in this lid. I hate wasting stuff. I'm a bit of a sadder really when it comes to things, but that's what happens when you craft. So let's just yes. Whoop. I'm going to put it on the binder as well, as you do. Okay. I'm going to leave that there because I might use that to dry brush as well. So there's me saying about not getting it on the what's it. Let me just splodge here and a splodge there. It's always the way, isn't it, when you don't want to. You're probably thinking, oh, I can't see, but it's okay. I am doing it off camera slightly. Apologies. Let me just move them over there. Move them over there so you actually can see what I'm doing. I'll put them there. We'll do them in a minute. Let's put up. Clunking, bumping, banging, bashing. I'm at it again. Right, let's put them over there. Right then, so let's get me some glue. And I am going to use the pink. So this pink frog is just versatile for absolutely everything. Now then, do I want them that way or do I want them that way? I quite like them going that way. So that's the thing with corners. You can do your corners however you want. You haven't got to do them a certain way. It's your design. You might not like the way I'm doing it. It makes no difference. Plenty of glue on there. I'm just going to let that sit in it a second. There we go. Let's put that there. And like I say, I'm just going to let that glue sit. And it's where this little beauty is going to go. I'm thinking about there. I mean, you see, this is where I'm saying you could really personalise it up. So you could put somebody's name on there. You know, you could really go to town on it. I'm going to put glue on. Now, normally I'd probably say, you know, put some felt pad things on it and all that sort to do. Foam pads. I'm not prepared for that today. As you do. Okay, let's see if that's gonna. So I'm thinking about there. Yep. Okay, let's see if that's gonna hold. I just like the way that colour pops with the black, and I just want to pull some of this. Definitely. So let me just put the lid on there. Maybe a thick black over the hinges. No, well, again, you can do whatever you like if I'm honest with you. Unfortunately, I don't know if I've got black paint. Let me investigate. Let's see if I've got black paint. Oh, yes, I have. Let's have a look. So, here we go. Let's see if I can be very careful. Oh, squirty, here we go. Oh, it's the only problem when you start getting brushes and paints and things, and then the next thing I know, I've got disaster on my hands. Right, okay, let's have a look. Let's just, here we go. I'm probably going to end up putting a bit of wax or something on it as well. See, I do listen to you guys. All the fiddly stuff you get me to do, isn't it? I mean, flipping heck. What you like. There you go. There's one. If you don't like it, it's tough. You can blame whoever just said to me. Whoever. That's what happens when I look up at the right time, isn't it? Or the wrong time. Your pink right is quite runny. Mine is. I'd probably say give it a good shake. Mine's not really runny. Obviously it's liquid, but I can't say that I've had any problems or anything like that with it, if I'm honest. I use it for absolutely everything, so it is quite thick. In you know, consistency is the right word. Maybe I'm wanting to use. Crikey, it's a good job I got my glasses on. That's all I'm going to say. Am I blaming Chris for this? Yes, I think I am. Dearie me, she's killing me. She is. On a Sunday morning, I'm sure I'm supposed to be having an easy day today. Actually, I get you. It's got the effect, but I'm definitely thinking it needs a bit of gold. Yep. Totally agree. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'd have probably done this off camera, but it's all right. We're here now. We're doing it. It's done. Let me just where I can see little white blobby bits now. Let's just top up my butterfly. There we go. Perfect. Okay, you haven't stuck yet. Stick yourself down, Lady Dee Dee. Right, there we go. Sorted. Right, okay. So I think that's looking quite lush. Now then, let's have a look. So so I'm looking at my brick wall now, and I'm just wanting to put a little bit of, you know, when you just want to just add them little bits of texture here and there. So I'm going to put black down first, and then oh, look at that, butterflies flew off. Shoot, we need foam pads. Let me whack that there a minute. Let me turn you upside down. Yes, I know, butterflies fell off. It flew off. He saw something better. Love it. Right, let me do that. Let me just get this bit of detail done, and then I'll deal with the naughty butterfly. There we go. That's it. Fabulous. There we are. Okay. Right, let me just let's have that on here. Now then, let me just. Oh yay. Okie dokie. Now we're talking. Oh, I tell you what. Oh, I'm quite liking the fact that's gone there. Let me just get that on here. Right, let me just bring it over here and here. And then along here. Now don't forget, I am wanting to put some flowers on here. And I'm thinking the flowers are definitely going to go around this area here. Up here. So I'll let that dry off. Right then, naughty butterfly. Let me get, let's see if we can sort some foam pads out. Let me just dry that glue off. So you can probably see they're exactly the same as what you'd have problems with at home. It's one of them. You see, this is the reality of doing things together. Let me just take off that bit of glue. There we go. There we are. Right then. Let me just give it a quick blast of heat. Dry that little bit there. There we go. So now because, let me get some scissors. Because this is quite thin, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that one and probably that one. There we go. So I am going to put that butterfly there, that little bit. And then this one I'm going to put here. There we go. And then this little devil I'm going to put down the middle. There we go. Okay, let's see if this will stay put. Let's have a look. Oh, I don't see. That's what I don't want. Oh, crumbs. Hold on. I've just put my scissors in black paint. We don't want that, otherwise we'd end up with a slight disaster then, wouldn't we? So I just want to cut that foam pad there and that foam pad there. And we can stick that there. And then I'm going to stick that little bit. Move yourself over there. Oh, it's all fiddly stuff, isn't it? Oh, he nearly lost his little antler then. Me and his little antler nearly had a war. There we go, sorted. Okay, so okay, I'm going to pop her there. Right, so 1, 2, 3. That ain't going nowhere now. No, that's definite. So yeah, Pink Frog foam pads, better use of options. Should have known better. Sure, there's a song in there that way. Yeah, so it's definitely not falling off. Right, so now do I do black inside the box or do I do white inside the box? I'm really liking the look of that. Right, so let me just do a little bit of, let me just dry that off a little bit. Let me dry that off a bit. There we go. Right. So I'm just going to do a little light dark brush over, very lightly. Nothing too major. And then I'm just going to bring this around very, very lightly. Okay, yeah, very lightly. Perfect. So now let me just get this out the way. Me and black paint. You can see an accident obviously ready to happen. Please, everyone, sorry I missed this. It's all right. That's no problem at all. Happy Easter, my sweet. Family's family comes way above me. I was expecting to be here all on my own constructing a box today, talking to myself. I would have been, but bless you, you've had so many of you have joined me. It's very nice of you to do so. Right then, so let me see if, oh, I'll tell you what, I'll use that brush actually. Let's have a look. So white. So I'm just gonna, oh yes, that's nice. So I'm just going to do that white, just very lightly. Let me just bring that up a minute. I'm not too worried about the wings at this moment. Now, the white will be to bring out the pull of the flowers, which you'll see in a minute. So let me just add a little bit of water onto there, because you can. Just remember, things aren't dry yet, and if you don't like the way something looks, just get that little bit of water on. There you go. Happy with that. I'm just going to quickly dab that off. That's perfect for what I want. Dry it off. Perfect. Oh yes, I quite like the look of that now. Yeah. Happy accidents. Oh, thanks, Ruth. Glad you like it. So it's something different, isn't it, at the end of the day? That's all it is, something different. So now where I've got that little bit of mess going on, let me now just take my pad back over it. Yeah. Because if I start painting, I know exactly what I'm going to end up doing. So I'm happy with that. There we go. Lid on that. So let's get some flowers along here. So I've got liquid pearls, and we've got pinks, we've got purples. So we've got those sort of colours there. I'm going to put you like that so you can all see. So I've got, what have we got? So these are all the range of stuff. Liquid pearls, cornflower, raspberry, taffy and silver pearl. So I've used that. Let's put the lid back on there. So remember, this is more the firmer white, the bleed proof. And then you've got the liquid pen white. These are both the best whites on the market. Unless Andy concocts something totally different, then I'll be in awe of that. Right, so all I'm going to do now is just do some little dots. So it looks, I've got an interpretation, I've got some flowers. So I will bring up, let me just pull that down a minute. Right, let me just get a brush now. So, in fact, let me see if I have, okay, I have a green. It's very light green, but let me just pull a little bit of this along here. Okay. So all I want to do here is just pull it up so it just gives it a look of a bit of a grass sort of area. Let me just bring it around here and there. You could even do this with, yeah, I'll tell you in a minute, textured paste. So that gives you a sort of that beginning. So let me just run this along here very quickly. Blob, 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 blob. And then all you want to do now is just so it's got a lot sort of a rough grass sort of effect. Especially if you're thinking of, you know, I mean, if you can make pretty flowers, you know, with all them beautiful flowers that you guys, I've seen some of you make some beautiful stuff. You just imagine that on something like this. Wow. I've been total awe of that. You know, that would be absolutely amazing. Right then, let's put the lid on that in a minute. So that's gives you a bit of that. So let me just go around with this blue again. So we've got a couple of blue dots here. Let's take the colours around so things fit in now. Now, there is no rhyme nor reason in regards to how flowers look. As you can clearly see, I'm doing dots of randomness. There will be a trick to it all in a minute. So that's your blue done. Let's get this darker colour in this. So what's this one? Raspberry. Oh, I love raspberries. All you lot talking. Oh, crumbs, that's a big blob. Okay, we're going to have big blobs of raspberries. Well, big blobs of purpley flowers anyway. Well, that sort of adds to it, I suppose. Crikey. Well, this is definitely liquidy. That's for sure. Hence the big blob of pink. Raspberry colour. So what I've got to keep thinking about now is trying to, in the same context as everywhere else. And I'm not going to use the purple. I'm going to use the silver. Is it silver, was it? Yes, it was, beg your pardon. Silver pearls. There we go. So already this is sort of, oh crikey, that's even worse. Dear God. Well, okay, let's play the game. Oh God. Mr. Ranger, that's a disaster. Right, let me just put that. Let me get a brush. Well, I never. Oh, I don't know what that was supposed to be, but hey ho. It's now turned into something. So if you do have, as you can clearly see, I've just had a right blobbing issue. And it's worked out all right, to be fair. However, if you're not as confident as me and just gone, oh, diddly doo dah, and let's crack on with it, then, you know, get a brush and just move it around. Yeah. So don't be shy. I mean, all you got to do is just wash your brush out. But yeah, just you know, you can put another layer of colour on. Once this is dried, you can pop another layer of colour on. Nobody's going to turn around and go, oh, you've done them wrong. Only you lot watching me. However, when you're doing this yourself, no, oh, excuse me, nobody will know. I always say happy accidents are the best. And I don't care, as you all know. We'll just create a bit of fun together. So, I mean, obviously, if we used a green here, that would flick up so it looked like a bit like a leaf or something, or, you know. But at the end of the day, nobody's going to turn around and go, oh, crumbs, look at that. But that's giving you a little fancy. I mean, you can, realistically, you could also put some, like, glitters and, gosh, you could probably go OTT with it, couldn't you, really? Or you could put little dots on the antlers. You could put your little bits of foil and your fanciness all around. Shall I just put a little smidge in? So I have got some wax. Here we go. I mean, you can use some of the, I mean, I'm just going to just brush it lightly on that black because I can. I just find this amazing. I love a little bit of, it just makes it just look that little bit more. Ooh. And if you don't like it, go back over it in black. It's what Nocturne's all about, isn't it? There you go. Let's just let's put a little bit on them hinges. I did say I was going to put some gold on the hinges. You did hear me. I'm sure you did. So again, we can just run that. I mean, there we go. And here. And then all we've got left to do is paint inside the box. So I'm going to do that off camera because I've spent so much of your Easter morning already, which I have thoroughly enjoyed, I might add. But I'm quite sure that you understand now how to make a box, yeah? And this is the large one. So if you are wanting to purchase one of these boxes, PM me directly. And as I say, if you want stuff through the Nice Crafting, the stuff that you'll be getting available, which Nigel will be changing on the website. So if you've already put an order on, don't worry about it. But basically, message me for your basics. But if you want a kit, and the kit means paper, your tape, your little dot thing, your Velcro dots and all that, then that'll be through Nigel. So PM me. Worst case scenario, I can quite easily turn around and say, oh, that'll be through Nigel's website. You know what I mean? So if you're unsure, just message me. I've got plenty of orders that are coming in, and I really can't thank you enough for those. That's just made me realise that, yes, I'm on the right path, so to speak. But one box with a bit of textured paste, which I've made up myself. And you know something? It's still actually alive and well. Stuffed as it is as well. Look at this. Woohoo! I might do something else with that. Why not? So it just shows you that cost me pence. Nothing to do realistically. But yeah. So I'm going to paint this off here. I'm going to paint it white. Maybe give a little lick of colour over it. But there you go. And what I might be doing, because I'm gathering these like nobody's business now, so I might actually be doing some giveaways for stuff. So, keep an eye out in the group and on my page. But thank you ever so much for joining me on this Easter Sunday. I'm so glad that you've enjoyed watching how to make this box. This box also goes for the other box kits as well. So realistically, you can't go wrong now. So there's your how-to. All right. So happy Easter, everybody. Please give me a thumbs up. Please share. Please, do what you do. Just thank you so much for supporting me. So I'm going to go. Happy Easter, everybody. And I shall take photos and finish off the inside. So see you later, everybody. I'm just going to demount you guys. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Terry, Marie, Chris, Rach, Sarah. Bless you, Cottons, Trudy. Oh, dear me. So there's you lot. Bye. So there we go. And then let's see you guys that are left.